All right, so now we have an idea of the range of library objects that you can use and add and assemble and create your big scene and make it interesting by adding interactivity to all these various objects. And we won't have time to go through all the different categories. And as we are continuing to work on the ResMLA system, we are finding new ways to augment the capabilities of the library objects. But do know that we have currently objects that allow us, for example, to track user performance, to capture what they are doing, etc., and to display their achievements on boards that you can place in the environment, and things that you can use for serious applications. You can also use them for games, and you can have like car racing games and um, a lot of I think the whole conclusion that we reached of when working on this project is that on this project product rather is that it is possible to build complex environments, advanced training situations uh, in a virtual world by assembling well thought out library objects. Okay, and I think that's one big lesson for me. Um, well, what I'll do is I'll give you a sense of how things look like. So I'll go back to how we began. If you remember, we started with a scene, and I just want to show you, uh, the whole look and feel of the process. I think that's important. And then, we'll see if there are other opportunities to demonstrate yet more things. Okay, so I'm going to load a scene that's the flooded town, but I just wanted to show you the process. So this file contains, all the locations of the objects and their scale factors and where they've been placed, etc., and where, you know, um, the various interactive elements are, and and you can see that this cursor here is moving along. This is actually slowed down a little bit so that you could see the process. What happens normally is that the process is much faster and we don't display all these little changes happening, and you would see a scene happening just popping out. Okay, um, so you can see the 3D cursor like moving like a printer, and placing all the assets, okay, on your big environment. And you can also see the road network as well. Okay, so let me just lower the water level here so that you get to see the roads at least. So I'm going to lower that water level to 20 meters. Oh, sorry, to 20. And you can see the roads, and we had some roadblocks placed, and you've got all kinds of vehicles and buildings. You can see like there's a placard here. Um, what is the other point of interest I want you to see? Okay, we have got huge trucks, tractors. Well, the textures take a while to download, but once they download, it's there and it's just fine. There's a crane and things like that. Okay, and as I mentioned earlier, you can actually build in content into these buildings as well, to whatever level of detail you wanted. If you want people to have to go into the building, interact with stuff, that can be done as well. Okay, so think of ResMela as this glue that's going to take all these parts and connect them together. And Um, all right, so all right, since this place is up, I'm just going to show you a few things. Well, maybe I could like maybe start a fire somewhere in this region just to show you that there are more things again that you could be doing to so you can see here there are like some fire sources, and you can script the fires so that they actually start to grow and spread over, etc. Okay. um, let's try some weather event. I hope if I remember where the um, icons are. Okay, so I'm going to pick let's say we are going to have some rain in a particular region over there. Going to put a few in this at this location, maybe even lightning. And you can see um, that at least you've got a rain situation here. Again, as the textures take some time to download, but hopefully we'll see lightning somewhere. Ah, okay. Yeah, so we got a glimpse of a lightning there. All right. So I think I'm going to stop with the simpler library objects, and next we are going to look at what I consider the most interesting part of the library objects is how we can actually um, try to interact with assets from the web. So we are going to talk about Google Maps and Google Street Views. So let's pause this for now.